Hello, this is Kimberly. It's episode 329, and I am so glad that you are here today. Today's going to be a quick, fun episode. And I think it will massively change how you approach creating new things in your life. Many of you are here because you wanted to maybe start a new business, create a new career path for yourself. Maybe you're just even trying to start a podcast or a YouTube channel or do something new and different that you haven't been doing before, but you've been scared. And you've been like, how do I get past the fear and actually create something new in my life? Today is going to be a massive shift for you. And I'm so happy that you are listening. If you are new here, welcome. I'm so glad that you found this podcast. I have no doubt that it's going to help you build a more fulfilling and impactful life. The first 326 episodes are all about entrepreneurship and business. So, how to turn your passion into a business. And then from episode 327 on, we've expanded that to all areas of your life, meaning if you are seeking more fulfillment and impact in your life, not just in business, but in every other area of your life, then stay tuned for all of these episodes because that's what we're doing. I consider this kind of season 2, and we are moving this to expand on all of our lives, whether it be our personal life, whether it be with our career, business, our friendships, our family, our health. I really want to tap into all of this because I think it's so important right now. So if you're new, I'm so glad you're here. You can check everything out at KimberlyBrock.com. If you need help starting your business or your podcast, I offer one-on-one coaching for that, and we'll be so honored to help you along that journey. Y'all should know too, I am still kind of at the tail end of the flu. Oh yes, I had flu A. I got it like 9 days ago. Y'all, it will not go away. It will not leave. And today I said, I can't take this any longer. I've got to record a podcast episode. I actually missed last week's episode. I was going to be recording a week ago on Monday. It was like, what was that? The 19th? I was going to be recording on Monday. And there was an episode supposed to be scheduled on what, the 23rd, I think it was, 21, no, the 22nd. And I couldn't ever get myself to record. I didn't feel good enough. Today's the first day I feel good enough to record. So I'm totally behind. The first time I've ever missed an episode in 6 years, but I just couldn't do it. And I thought, you know what? I think my people will understand. A lot of people have been getting the flu. So I got flu A. Did anyone else get this? I mean, you can even hear it in my voice. In fact, I'm probably going to cough here in just a second because I just keep like not feeling totally right. And I'm like, I'm going to cough. It's all in my chest and the whole thing. Anyways, today I wanted to talk about creating something new and the fear that a lot of you have. And I know this because you tell me. And I know this too because I've been through it too, where we get scared to create something new in our life that we've been wanting to do because we're worried about judgment. Do you ever feel that? Like you're worried about the judgment of others, like you fear what others will think. You're worried about what you'll think of it. I mean, we often forget that we actually worry about ourselves. Like we don't feel like we're good enough, so we're actually judging ourselves. Isn't that kind of a weird concept? But I think we have all these fears, yet at the same time, we feel excited about starting something new. Now, is this you? Again, maybe you're about to retire. I've known several teachers that are about to retire and they're like, okay, what am I going to do with this like second phase of my life? And I've met people that obviously that want to start businesses. I've met people that want to start some type of nonprofit or something where they're serving people. I've known people that want to start a podcast, all these things, but we hold ourselves back and we get so worried about what other people will think. And you've all heard that phrase, right? That says about you wouldn't worry so much about what others thought of you if you knew how little they actually did. Do y'all know where I first heard that quote? Like 15 years, no, probably more than that, 25 years ago, from the infamous Dr. Phil. Dr. Phil said that on one of his shows. You would not worry so much about what people thought of you if you knew how little they actually did. And I think it's so true. And I've always remembered that we'd like to think that people are judging us and thinking about us all the time. They're not. They're not. They're worried about themselves. They're worried about themselves. And I think we have to sit there for a moment and go, what are we worried about? What are we worried about? And I've got a new perspective. Again, I told y'all this was going to be a short episode, but I think it could be life changing for you. I have something here that I think will massively change the way you think about creating and about how you approach creating new things in your life. Are you all ready? This is it. Okay. I want you to realize that God actually created you to create. Did you realize this? That He created all of us to create. I mean, we all know in the very beginning, in Genesis 1:1, it says, "In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth." So He created. We know He's the creator. We always say that. Have you ever really thought about that? Like, God is the creator and we're thinking about creating. And do you see any type of parallel in that? And when I was listening to someone on YouTube, who was it? I think it was Myron Golden. Have y'all ever heard of him? He's great. But anyways, he's like a preacher, but he's a very successful entrepreneur and he meshes kind of Christianity and entrepreneurship and all this and has a lot of great lessons. And he was talking about this. And I was like, he is so right that God created us with the expectation that we will be creating too. He created us in his image. And you all know this if you study the Bible, that he created us in his image, right? We are to be creators too. And he loves that when we create. In fact, I love this one, y'all. In Exodus, this is Exodus 35, 31, and 32. It says, He has filled him with the Spirit of God, with wisdom, understanding, knowledge, and all kinds of skills to make artistic designs. God created us to create. I want you to think about little kids too. And Myron had mentioned this in his video. And I thought, oh my gosh, he's right again. When you give a little kid a crayon or like an old box or any kind of toys, what do? They like to build, they like to create. And they don't sit around and worry about what other people will think. In fact, I was volunteering at my Bible study the other day, and I was in there with little kids that were like 2 and 2.5. And there might even have been a 3-year-old in there too. And they would just grab toys and they would start creating. And it was the cutest thing ever. And they didn't worry what I thought. They weren't like, oh no, I'm not going to build that because she's judging me. They did not think that. But why do we think that as we get older, especially? I feel like that it comes with age. You get more where you worry about it. And then I think there comes a time where it flips again, where you don't worry about what other people say, because you always hear older people saying, I don't care what people think anymore. I don't care. Right. But I think for a long time, especially teenagers and everyone worries about what other people think. And so I want you to consider what you're looking to create right now. Again, it could be a new business. It could be something that you make. You're a maker. You're an artist. Or maybe it's something with your words. Maybe you want to be guest speaking. I've started slowly doing this a couple of times and I really love it. It fills my soul. And to realize that to have the fulfilling life that you seek, that's what this whole podcast is about, you need to create. I think that is when we become fulfilled. Like, even think about your kids. If you have any nieces and nephews, or when you were little, like I think about my daughter that's at home, like she loves to bake. My oldest loves to bake. Lexi does too, but my youngest is here. And so I see it and she's like, oh, can I make something? When I was sick, she's like, I'm going to make banana bread. And I'm still kind of waiting on that banana bread, by the way. I'm hoping I get it today. But when you realize now, like after me studying for this episode, I realized like, of course, I should always let my children create. That's who they were created to be. They were created to be creators, and it fills their soul when they create. So when my daughter is making banana bread, it's a form of creation. Now, y'all may be giggling, going, okay, it's banana bread. And, what is she talking about? But I want you to realize the bigger picture, that when we create, we actually feel a connection to who we are, which I believe is a connection to God, which allows us to feel more fulfilled because we're using our gifts for something greater than just ourselves. We're serving other people with our creations. So when you're going to create, what is it? Right in your mind right now, think about it. Realize that God created you to create and you shouldn't hide from it and you should be creating. And that by creating, you're serving other people, okay, which in turn is filling your soul. It is filling the mission of God as to why he created you. He wants you to have a fulfilling life. And what better reasons than that to create? Forget all the stuff that you're worried about what other people think, y'all. It's redonkulous. When you start realizing the bigger picture that you were created to create, and this is how you build a fulfilling life, is creating something not just for yourself, but for other people that makes other people's lives better. Okay. Again, whether it be a business or creating banana bread or a podcast or creating a speech for public speaking or whatever it is that you're doing, whatever it is that you've been wanting to create, you're making lives better in some way, happier, feel better, whatever it is. That is what life is all about. That is what brings true fulfillment. Okay? So forget all this nonsense about fearing what other people will think or that you will fail or not fail, and put your mind into a mode of like a childlike behavior where you're like, I'm going to create because this is fun and I want to create, and we're going to put everything else aside and know that it is going to create something special for someone else. Right? It's going to create something special for someone else. And this is what God created you for. He gave us wisdom, understanding, knowledge, and all kinds of skills to make artistic designs. I'm quoting that Exodus 35 verse. Exodus 35:31. To make artistic designs. What is your art? What is the art that you've been wanting to create? Again, is it baking? Is it starting a business? Is it creating a motivational speech? Is it creating a podcast? Is it creating something with your hands? Are you some kind of maker, some kind of artist, designer? What are you doing that is making this world a better place, that is using your gifts for greater? That's what creating something new is all about, my friends. It's having the courage to be who you are and to listen to that tug at your soul. That is God tugging at your soul, saying, use the gifts that I gave you for something greater, because this is how you will achieve true fulfillment. And fulfillment, I believe, is when you have this connection between you and God and you are using the gifts that you were given for something greater than yourself. Okay? So today, does that help you? Does that help you see that starting a new endeavor, creating something new is actually connecting you to God? And we get all, confused by all the worldly things, and we worry about what other people think, and we shouldn't. We should be going for it, whatever it is. So today, this is your push. I don't know what it is that you wanted to create, but today is your push. To stand up and be proud of the gifts that you've been given. Don't worry about what other people think. Go for it, because this is how you are going to lead the fulfilling and impactful life that I know that you yearn for. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Sorry that I'm sick and behind, but I'm so excited to finally get this episode released, and we will be back on track here very soon. As soon as I'm feeling a lot better. I'm on my way up, but not totally there yet. And I pray that none of you get this. This is terrible. I wouldn't wish this on anyone. I didn't get the flu shot this year, by the way. My husband did. But should I have gotten it? I don't know. I'm weird about the flu shots too. Do I even need that? Who knows? Anyways, that's a fun conversation for another day. I'm so glad you're here. So happy to have you. And make sure you go to my website, KimberlyBrock.com, if you've got any questions. I've got free downloads and tools if you're starting a business, starting a podcast, and all kinds of information there. So check it out and yes, we can always work together if you need one-on-one coaching. Shout out to all my coaching clients right now. Y'all are amazing. I'm so proud of you. Okay. Have a great day. Bye now.
Now, this episode may be over, but our relationship does not have to end here. Head on over to KimberlyBrock.com, and yes, you can get more valuable information for your journey. And you know what? You don't need to go through this alone. I would love to help you. Thank you so much, and have a great day. Bye.